CFR Network, CFR News, BBC Radio West Midlands weekday shows avoid cuts, but future weekend schedule onshore. Dun dun dun. Now let's look at it in its entirety. I think there is almost 150 jobs going, maybe a little bit less than that, across the BBC radio platform. I think 38 plus jobs are going throughout the Midlands, which for some who despise the BBC, and I think that's more from a national level rather than at a local level, can always be better. But yeah, BBC is quite an interesting network, to say the least. So let's give some context on a regional level. BBC WM Radio. Many people listen to this, some just for the traffic reports, as I have, especially of later days, especially in the Gregorian year of 2022. The content has become absolutely abysmal. Going back to the Ed Doolan days, always championing and having a lot of interaction with the people of the West Midlands. It wasn't about playing stupid and cheesy, same old songs. I mean, it's becoming like the presenters of WM, not all, but the majority of them, especially the newer people on there. They don't necessarily have a personality because I mean we don't it's maybe a minute and a half or so, quick introduction, music, another musical track. Oh, this is what we're going to potentially discuss. There's no trying to connect of sorts with the people listening. There's no, I mean, every day there's topics that can be discussed that's affecting the West Midlands, the greater West Midlands, and specifically Birmingham. But they choose to do touch. I mean, and I've clearly the producers have a big plot part to play in this, but it doesn't seem like I don't know that it is very disjointed. I used to hear Caroline Martin, Danny, or talk, conversing with said producer saying, look, we spoke about this one last night. Did you get the information? Blah, 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 blah. This is the agenda. This is what we're setting out on the table. This is what we want to discuss. We want to hear from the people. We don't want to be an echo chamber of sorts and just give our quote unquote opinion, an unbiased opinion on a topic. An unbiased opinion on a topic is great, but at the same time, allow the people to interact. That's what we all want to listen to and to hear. So yes, the decline, the downhill slide of BBC WM started, as I say, some time ago. I mean, we've got very minimal coverage in regards to good presenters on these days. Shockingly, Caroline Martin was one of the most recent ones to depart from daytime television. I mean, daytime radio, and is on very late at night when I'm not driving and I don't necessarily listen to the radio at that time. So she's now transformed and I would imagine, took a few of the listeners who listened to the daytime show, but she's now got a totally different audience. And the daytime audience has, very little of the way of a personality, a presenter who, really wants to address and tackle some interesting and sometimes some challenging topics That is what it's about. If we wanted to listen to music, especially stupid music or whatever genre of music, there's plenty of radio stations out there. Most cars have DAB radios as well, so we can tune into most different things. You know, we even had Letitia George on from Coventry doing some bits and pieces, bringing a lot of energy and laughter, and again interacting with the listenership. But what happens? We don't even hear from her anymore. You know, and let's go back even further. Danny Kelly, one of the most controversial figures, I would say, within the WM. I would say the lifeblood of WM had, for some reason, contracts wasn't renewed, and he's gone. And there were statements about the BBC taking a new direction in what direction is this? You don't want the listenership to be heard. I mean, sometimes there were some very interesting and crazy thoughts from people, and it was a good, I guess, a thermometer of what the public thought about certain topics. And they said, clearly, they said, no, we don't want to do that. We want to just play lots of music. I mean, really go back. For some people who don't even listen to WM, go onto your iPlayer if you have such. If you want to invest the time, download it, yeah, and just pick a random show and just skip through and listen to how much talking is going on versus how much music is being played, and then also think to yourself, why on earth are they playing this silly music? What's going on? They've absolutely wrecked daytime viewing. I'm listening to to WM now just on the hour and half past the hour generally, just to catch the traffic reports and the weather, etc. It's They're doing a big disservice, total disservice. Um, yeah, very disappointed, very disappointed. Give me your thoughts in the comments. Like, comment, subscribe, share, tell everybody. Do tweets, tweet WM, send them emails and say, sort it out.